Alrighty, so this is going to be the No Quarter Gaming VOD review for the game that was on Tuesday. So I'm going to do one of these for mid, jungle, top, and I'm not decided yet whether I'll do the bot lane separately or together, but let's get right into it. So starting off with the top lane, we've got Ren on the monkey, Wukong, there we go, versus the Mordekaiser. So, tough lane if you get behind, but definitely one that you can win if you play it correctly. So, MG is starting out with a invade. So generally, you don't want to sit in this bush. You want to sit more towards the river. If my cursor's actually not being picked up, hang on, let me just fix that real quick. Well, production might go a bit down, but so now you should be able to see my cursor. So generally, you don't want to be sitting here. You want to be sitting a bit farther out here, because it gives you vision of this area if they're going to walk into this bush, or this area if they're going to try and walk up here. So just gives you a bit of a better option for escaping invades like this. However, as you'll see, the skill point into W and then dashing over the wall, good enough. Starting with W isn't great, but it's something you can work around. Level 1, the Mordekaiser can't really do much to you if you take W, because you can reactively W his Q, and if he manages to somehow get his passive off, 3 autos against you, you can just W out and disengage the fight. So, minions are getting to lane. Neither top lane is leashing, which means that you start on even grounds. And I will talk about something called I call it the golden rule. So what the golden rule is for the first sort of 1 to 3 waves, you want to be 4 auto attacks worth of damage ahead of the enemy laner. So walking up here, you want to auto. And then you just want to like match whatever Mordekaiser does to the wave. So he autos once, you auto once, he once, you once. And keep on doing that, but trying to stay that little bit ahead. So that Q, for example, that's worth 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 autos. So you really need to like keep autoing the minions to match that. So here you want to be autoing these minions. And again, like I said, even though Mordekaiser has Q and who has W, there's not much threat Mordekaiser has. So you can walk up to these minions without getting punished much. But as is, lost the push, which isn't great. But the Mordekaiser is pushing far too hard, which makes it absolutely fine. Because there is no way he can utilize his level 2 advantage. Missing a couple farm there, but nothing too serious. This trade, okay, so let's go over this trade, and I will talk about trade timings. So, right here, the enemy has a minion advantage of 3 minions, or well, 2 now, which means that if you are going to fight him, you're going to take aggro from, all of these minions are going to turn around and hit you. And if he tries to hit you back, he's only going to take aggro from like 2 or 3 of these, which instantly puts you at a disadvantage. So here, see, Cannon is turning, these 3 are all turning, both of these melees are turning, but these minions, they don't care at all. They're just swinging away. So this is a bad trade timing. The trade timings you want to look for are either when you have the advantage, so in minions, so say you have more minions than he does, then you can fight. Or if you fight in your minion wave, that's also fine. Alternatively, you want to look for timings where Mordekaiser is committing resources to secure CS of his own. So, for example, if you wait a couple seconds and this minion goes low, if Mordekaiser walks up to auto-attack that minion, you can then go in and trade a bit on that minion, do like a short E auto W out, and you've won that trade because he's committed that auto onto that minion. And thus has less resources to put into damaging you back. And because it's a lot shorter of a trade, you can just back out through towards the safety of your own tower, and you don't take as much minion aggro, and you don't take that much damage from minions. But as is, he takes 110, you take 120 because minions turned around and hit you. But you've now got the push, and you're zoning him away from the minions, which is very correct. He definitely cannot fight you right now, and you want very much to deny this minion. So you're pushing a little bit too fast. Maybe could have denied the cannon if you'd waited to just hit the cannon. But here, very good trade. However, we're going to go back over it again. And we're going to look. So, all of this lane, Mordekaiser has been playing very, very passive. And all of a sudden, he walks up towards you. This should be red flags, alarm bells going off. Something's happening. And of course it is. Of course, it could just be that he is going for this cannon. And Eing onto him here is completely fine. However, you want to E auto and then W backwards. And you've won this trade. You don't have to pressure even more. You don't have to go for a kill here. Because going for a kill here is super coin flip. It's super risky. So if you E in, auto him, and then just W backwards up here, you probably don't want to W into the minion wave, because then he can Q the minion wave and hit the minion wave and you at the same time. And that achieves his goal. But if you W up towards this bush, and then just wait a second or two, he takes aggro from all of these minions, and you get a good chunk off on him, and you escape with probably about 550 out of 730. So he'll be on like probably about 400 to 300 after these minions finish hitting him. He'll have a bit of healing from his W, but not a huge amount. But as is, you W forward, and this leaves you open to the Hecarim gank. And of course, you almost kill him, almost, but you die. So yeah, just being aware that when the opponent suddenly makes a forward movement, just keep in the back of your mind that maybe there's a bit of something going on here. Now, this is what we call a Hashinshin TP. So you know that Mordekaiser is going to be TPing back to lane as well. So TPing here into the middle of the wave is super, super risky. Not worth it at all. And obviously you're going to die here, and more TPs are committed for some reason, but this is a little bit of a weird TP. So yeah, that's really bad. And now you lose so much tempo, like super, so much tempo. This is what really puts you behind in the lane. Because you're going to miss all of this, like, tempo here. He's getting this. So he gets a full wave of farm and crashes. And you're going to miss probably one melee and a cannon. We'll see how he plays it. He might not deny you the cannon, but he can definitely deny you it. Or at least chunk you for it. But you're going to miss a lot of farm. You're going to lose tempo. He crashes the wave. He's got a pretty sizable EXP advantage now. And if he chose to, he could probably recall here. I don't know how much gold he's got. Okay, he's sitting on 700 gold. If he recalls there, and he buys, for example, a Dark Seal and an Amp Tome, or like boots and a ruby or something, just spend that gold and comes back to lane, you're going to be super, super behind in effective gold, right? Because he's going to have the Blasting Wand, a Dark Seal, and an Amp Tome, or boots, ruby crystal, whatever, which is going to be like quite a lot of gold. Quite a lot of gold. He's going to be like 800 gold ahead in items. And then this is really bad. This here. So you eating forwards, animation locks you into going in this direction. Maybe in future videos I'll set up Epic Pen or figure out how to set up Epic Pen and be able to draw arrows. But so you're committed to going into this line, which makes it really easy for Mordekaiser to predict where you're going and either E or Q this area, and you're going to take a huge chunk of damage, all because of you Eing this minion. What would be preferable is, instead of Eing forwards, you can just walk up, and then that gives you the option of reacting to his abilities with your W to dodge them. So if you walk, at any point you can turn around and W out. But because you committed in with the E, it makes it super, super easy for him to just easily chunk you out, easily hit his abilities, and he wins the trade super hard. And now you've lost even more tempo in this lane that you were, already really behind in, and it's pretty difficult to fight him now. And he's being a nice guy and crashing the wave for you. So you're not going to miss too much, but a better player would probably hold the wave in the middle and slow push, and you'd lose like 3 or 4 minions, and then he'd crash, recall, and get a huge back. Unfortunate Q there. Again, he's just making it difficult for you to CS. He's doing it very badly, but he's trying. So you're actually getting some really good trades off here. Yeah, focusing on when he's got abilities down, when he's going for CS, that sort of stuff. And he's going to recall here, which is... Yeah, he's made a lot of mistakes, so he has to recall here. And so you get to push the wave. Ulting the wave here, perfectly fine, very, very good. Make sure that you get the wave into the tower before he gets back. And then you can reset. So, if you look at the items, he's got steel caps and blasting wand. So that's, I believe, 1100 plus 850. So, like 2,000 gold worth of items. And then on your end, you've got Sheen Corrupting Pot boots, which is 1,200, 1,500. So he's about 500 gold of items ahead of you, which makes it a little bit difficult to trade. So you have to be really careful trading here. But he's getting a bit of a push, and you're getting a gank. EQ, nice dodge. Because you weren't locked into any animation, it's really easy to sidestep that and just get a quick E-auto. You maybe could have gotten a bit more damage, but that's the sort of trades you want to be looking for. So, again, he's very, very scared. And so here I'm going to talk about bluffing. So Mordekaiser has just seen that your jungler is topside. He knows that the crab is up, and thus he has to respect the potential that Volibear could come top at any point. Like any point. So Volibear leaves, he goes to do crab, and you have the potential to get a freeze here. So the enemy has 5, I believe those are all ranged minions, yeah, 5 casters and 2 melees versus your 3 casters and 1 melee. Or, well, this guy's technically still alive, but not for long. So what you want to do here is you want to freeze this lane, and then if Mordekaiser ever tries to walk up to the wave, you act like a madman and pretend that Volibear is here, and he is going to shit himself. He's going to run for the hills, because he knows that Volibear is top, and he doesn't have a ward in this bush. And if he doesn't walk up, then that's fine too. He loses all of this farm. Like, absolutely all of it. So you're actually autoing the wave a little bit too much, because you want this to be pushing. So this auto is bad. This auto is bad. This auto is bad. This is really, really bad. So now you're pushing, and you've lost all this advantage. Presumably it's because you want priority for Herald, but the support roaming up means you aren't getting Herald anyway. So now he's got a freeze, and that's not great. But again, because you weren't locked into any animation, it's super easy to just sidestep that Q, and once the Q is down, then you can go in. This trade, it's a little bit unfortunate that he clips you with that. Could have been a bit better played, but again, you really want like short trades, like super short trades. So you want to E, auto Q, and then W out. And then the flash there, obviously, quite bad. Very, very late. So you want to flash, like, way earlier, when he flashes, basically. Or you just don't flash at all. And again, he gets a bit more tempo, he crashes a wave, he's pushing it way too slowly. He should already have cast E, and be, like, autoing these. There we go, there's the E. So, yeah, he could have crashed here and made you lose another, like, 2-3 minions. But you come back to lane very, very slowly. There we go. So, once again, your jungler is topside. That means you have the advantage. You want to freeze here, and you can walk forward. There we go. Your jungler is styling on him with the thing. You style on him with the very nice W to dodge the E. Potentially could have avoided that second tower shot, which would have saved your life here, but fighting him here is fine, because that secures the kill. He's got a shutdown. Good shit. So yeah, that was pretty well played. Minor improvements, but honestly not worth looking at. But the lane is frozen, slightly pushing into you, I believe. Yep, level 7 minions versus level 6 minions. And then you TP back, which is... personal preference, I would have TP'd to the wave coming in and just made sure that it pushes in, but this way you get prio. So, very good trade here. However, Mordekaiser ult and his item advantage means that, unfortunately, you just can't fight him. He's got the Leeching Leer, which is... I don't remember how much Leeching Leer is. I think it's like 1300. Something like that. Plus the steel caps, which is another 1100, so we're already at 2500, 3300, 3000, 800-ish, versus your, 1100, plus 700 is 1800, 2300, 3,400. So you're about like 800 gold behind in items, which makes trading really, really difficult. So yeah. Just prior mistakes make this changes this from you killing him here to him killing you here. But he's a nice guy and he'll not freeze. But at this point, lane is kind of over. Like, in order to really change the way this lane plays out, he either needs to make some huge mistakes, or you need a lot of jungle assistance, at which point, you know, your other lanes start to suffer. So this is about as far as I'm going to go for this VOD review. So first 12 minutes of the game. So key points to remember are, I've written them down in a notepad. So the golden rule for waves 1 to 3, try to stay 4 autos ahead of the opponent. No more, no less. More than 4 autos and you push too fast and you don't get to make use of your level 2 advantage. And less than that, and it is a bit too easy for them to either match the level 2 or even push it back in their favor. So, the next point was trade timings. So try and fight when they are committing resources to getting CS, either auto attacks or abilities, or when their abilities are down, or when you have the minion advantage. So those are the 3 factors that, you know, affect when you should trade. Next point would be the TP. I don't remember what I was meaning by intent here. This was when he ran at you. So just remember that when the opponent, you know, makes a decision that seems a little bit weird, you should maybe just clock that maybe there's a jungler present or something like that, or they're TPing someone in, or, you know, those types of things. Briefly touched on the TP, locked animations and walking up instead of Eing in, because you don't want to lock yourself into animations any more than possible, or any more than the bare minimum. So it leaves you open to, you know, W to dodge abilities, or even just sidestep, break his ankles, you know. I believe in you. And then the 8-minute freeze bluffing type thing. So stuff like that. Those are the main focuses of this session. And I'll end it here and let my throat get a rest, and then I'll work on the rest of the VODs. So hope you enjoyed, and feel free to ask me if you have any questions. Till next time.